Good morning, world. I am Judy, your web based therapist, making therapy accessible and convenient for our clients in Florida and New York, and of course, sharing information worldwide. Today, we're talking about 5 tips for parenting with ADHD because you know that children with ADHD often grow up to be adults with ADHD, and adults with ADHD often become parents with ADHD. So, today, we're talking about 5 tips for parents with ADHD. But before we get in, I want to take a moment and say if you are subscribed, thank you so much for being a part of our world. If you are not yet subscribed, please take a moment and click the subscribe button below so you can become a part of our world. And remember to tick the bell so that you are notified and you don't miss when I post new things. And of course, if you'd like to purchase 1 or 3 of my books, also a link below that shows you all the places where you can get 1 or 3 of my books. Okay, let's get back. First thing you need to do, get organized because being organized helps you be better prepared to deal with the curveballs, deal with the unexpected things that come up when you're dealing with children. Being organized helps you be in a better place to deal with those unexpected things. The other thing that happens when you're organized is that everyone knows what to expect. Everyone knows what to do. Everyone understands the system. Everyone knows what's going on. Everyone know their part. They know the time. They know what's coming up. They start becoming part of your system. So get organized because organization not only prepares you and helps you be better prepared to deal with the stuff that come up. Organization also helps everyone else be better prepared and be ready for whatever is coming up, and it helps them do their part to help you too. Make things fun and engage your family in your system. We know that with ADHD, having a system in place is very helpful. But the other thing that you have to remember is when you're dealing with a family, when you're dealing with children, there are other pieces, other parts, other people, other components that can impact or influence the system and are at the same time impacted impacted by the system. So make sure that you engage your family in your system. It's not just your system. Let's work on a family system. For example, maybe Saturday is cleaning day. Okay, how do you engage your family in family cleaning day? Maybe we're doing a who cleans their room fastest competition. Maybe we're doing a family house cleaning dance party. Make it a game, make it fun, make it make your system something that your family want to engage with. That way they can engage with it. And of course, that leads to the next one. Use family competitions, family goals, or family rewards as ways to give them incentives to stick with and participate and engage in the system. Because a lot of times people would rather do things the way they want to do things, not necessarily the way you want or the way that works for you. So using things like a competition can help, like who cleans the room, whoever cleans their room fastest gets to pick dinner or gets to pick dessert or things like that. It doesn't have to be big things. It could just be simple family things that you use for competition or that you use as a family goal to, and people get to pick or get to decide on certain things, get to, be in charge of something. Whatever it is, make sure that they have fun rewards for participating and engaging and sticking to the system. And again, rewards don't have to be big things, they just have to be things that are important enough to the person that is receiving them. 4, use conscious, intentional, and clear speech. When you're speaking with your children, you have to remember that not only are you are you conveying information, you're also teaching them how you want them to be, the type of speakers, the type of information dispersers that you want them to do to become. So as you're speaking with your children, use conscious language, use intentional language. Be very mindful of the words that you're using, the words that you're saying, as well as the speech and the tones that you're speaking in. Because sometimes we forget to be careful, to be loving and be caring and be conscious. We just say whatever it is that happens. Because when you're dealing with children, you want to empower them, you want to encourage them. So use that type of conscious language or that conscious speech that says exactly what you want and what you mean, that you know that your child is going to get, and things that will get to the results that you're looking quickly and faster without. So that this is one reason that you have to be very clear in your speech, that you have to really make sure that you speak them. Yeah, you tell the children exactly what you want, what you're expecting, what you're asking, and don't use, they don't need extra, they don't need a background, they just need direct speech. So it's not about how many times do I tell you to clean your room, it's please clean your room. So that kind of stuff. Five, remember that your children are not parents, so do not make them parents, or do not put them in situations where they feel that they need to step up and be parents. A lot of times when a parent or is dealing with something, sometimes the children or the child may feel that it's their responsibility. They may feel the need to step up and pick up the slack. For example, maybe you don't have your ADHD fully managed and you're having trouble remembering things like, hey, feeding the children or picking up the children. So, a lot of times, what will happen is children will realize that, hey, daddy or mommy is having issues with this. So, I need to make sure that I'm fed. I need to make sure that when you parentify, that's what it's called. It's called parentifying the child, making them become the parent. When you parentify children, you deprive them, you rob them of their childhood. Even though sometimes I hear it where the parents are so proud of their little adult child who does everything for themselves, who does this, who's independent, who's this, who's that, and who helps the parent do things. But you have to remember that while that child is being the adult, the parent who's helping you do things, that child is missing out on being a child. They're focusing on dinner instead of whatever little girls or little boys their age are thinking about. So please keep in mind that it is important to manage your issues, your stuff, your responsibilities, your parenting, your um yes, including your ADHD, making sure that whatever it is you need to do so that you're right, so that you're ready to, so that you're good as the parent to be the parent, please make sure that you're doing it. If you need to make sure that you're taking your meds, take your meds. If you need to make sure that you're seeing your therapist, make sure you see your therapist. Whatever it is that you need to do in order for you to be good, make sure you do it because it's not the child's responsibility. And when you parentify a child, they grow up, it may seem like they're normal, but they also come up with their own little issues coming from being that parentified child. Okay, let's do a quick recap. One, get organized because when you're organized, it helps you know what to expect and it helps everyone else know what to expect. And it places you in a better position to deal with the stuff that comes up. Two, make things fun, make things engaging, and engage your family and your system because your system is impacted by your family as well as your system, just as your system impacts your family. Three, use family competitions, family goals, or family rewards as a way to encourage and motivate people to stick with the system and motivate them to keep working within the system. Four, use conscious and intentional speech because it's important that you're very direct, very conscious, and in how you speak with your children because you're teaching them how to interact not just with the rest of the world, but you're also teaching them how to speak and interact with you. And finally, remember that your children are not little parents. It's not their responsibility to step up and pick up the slack. So please do whatever it is that you need to do so that you're good, so that you're in a good space to be the parent and the child no longer does not feel that they have to step up and be the parents. As always, if you or someone you know happens to be going through something that's more than you can handle, please remember there are professionals like myself who are available, able, and willing to help, and are even providing remote services to assist. So please figure out who those people are in your community so that if you need them, you can reach out and get the help that you need. And that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have an awesome day.